now Monday, May 4th, and I'm gonna set you guys down. Okay, so as you guys know, the readathon ended on May 1st, but I'm just now filming my wrap up. I've just been feeling really off lately, and I think a lot of us feel that way right now, just with everything that's going on in the world. And I was just feeling so sad, and I just didn't want to film when I was feeling like that because I knew I wasn't going to be happy with the content I was making while feeling like that. So today I am feeling much better. It's just been different lately. I mean, we all feel that. And also, I just really miss Barnes & Noble, and that might sound really silly, but you guys know that Barnes & Noble is like my happy place. It's like my heaven on earth, and I just really miss going there. And it was like such a part of my weekly routine, and now it's just like, I don't know, things are just different, you know? So, but anyway, I did go to Barnes & Noble today. Obviously, I can't go inside the building, but they do have curbside pickup right now. So yeah, I did stop by there today, and I did get a new book today. So I did get the sequel to One of Us is Lying, but I'll get more into that later because first I'm going to talk about my wrap up. So I have my bullet journal here just to keep me on track. So for History of Magic, oh wait, before I do all this, okay, so I did pass all of my exams, and I did also complete 2 extra exams. So I completed all of the exams for the graphic designer career, and then I completed the exam for the Merpeople linguistics course. So starting with History of Magic, I read or reread The Chamber of Secrets. This is always a very cozy thing to read, and this is like the best book I could think of to read right now because this is like the perfect escape. So I really enjoyed reading this, especially you know, with the way that everything is right now. So it was really nice to escape to Hogwarts once again. And then for charms, I read One of Us is Lying. Okay, so One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. This was one of my most anticipated reads for this readathon, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint. This book was so good. Like, so good that I want all of my friends to read this. Like, this is one of my new favorite books. It was, oh my gosh. It was just like one of those books that keeps your attention from start to finish. And this was a buddy read with my friend Taylor. I'll have her channel linked down below. This was the absolute perfect buddy read. We had so much fun reading this together and discussing it, and we both gave this a 5 out of 5 star rating. And I just really became so invested in the story. I think the last time I was this invested in a book was when I read The Whisper Man by Alex North back in October. I do have a reading vlog on that if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, this was just one of those books where you were like, you just have to know what happens next. And Taylor and I, when we do buddy reads, we send each other voice memos on Instagram. And so I kept sending her voice memos, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop reading, I'm gonna go to bed. And then I was like, just kidding, I'm still reading because I could not put this down. The author held the suspense throughout the entire book. Also, I have to say, Nate was my favorite character. Picture a young Sirius Black / Caleb from Pretty Little Liars. That's how I pictured Nate. So we loved this so much that we have decided to do a buddy read for the sequel as well. So this is the sequel. It's called One of Us is Next. But yeah, I would recommend this like 100%. It's so good. Favorite book I read for this readathon. Okay, and then for Ancient Runes, I read Lucky in Love by Casey West. This was just a really cute, fluffy, contemporary read, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 star rating. I love the main character, Maddie, and I think, actually, I would say that Seth is my favorite love interest out of all the Casey West books I've read so far. I really liked him. He was very down to earth. He was a really great guy. So I just loved them as a couple. So that was really, really enjoyable. And I also liked how they worked at the zoo and they both loved animals. That was just an added bonus. And then for Transfiguration, I read My Lady Jane. Well, actually, I listened to the audiobook for this one. So this was my longest exam. This was like, I forget how many hours the audiobook was. I think it was 13 hours long. It was a long audiobook, but it was so good. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. This book was so unique. It was so funny. I was laughing from the very beginning to the very end. And this book was just like so magical. Like people can turn into animals, which that was perfect for the Transfiguration prompt. There are actually 3 different authors for this book, but they all wrote it together so well. Like everything was just so smooth, and I am so looking forward to reading more books by them. I think I want to read My Plain Jane next. So that was a really good one. I laughed a lot, and thank you so much guys for recommending that one. And then for Herbology, I read or listened to the audiobook of Moment of Truth. So this is the one I read for the Merpeople Linguistics course. And I have to say, this was my least favorite book that I read for this readathon. I gave it a 2 out of 5 star rating. This was the first Casey West book that I didn't really enjoy. I wasn't super into the love interest of this story, and I think that's why I love Casey West books so much, because I love like the relationships and the cute love story, and I felt like this one was just kind of lacking that. I did like the mystery of Heath Hall, but besides the mystery, I wasn't really feeling the romance side of the story, so I wasn't super invested in this one. So yeah, that one was kind of a letdown. But I ended up taking Muggle Studies as well, just for like an extra course, and I decided to read another Casey West book. So this is Listen to Your Heart, and I love this one. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. So with this one, I definitely felt very connected to the main character, Kate. She is very shy, but she ends up being a host for her school's podcast, and I loved like learning a little bit about the behind the scenes of a podcast. And then I also really loved seeing Kate come out of her shell. It kind of reminded me of myself and how YouTube kind of brings me out of my shell. So I don't know, I just felt really connected to her in that way. So I really, really love that. Okay, so that is it for my wrap up for this readathon. I really, really enjoyed this readathon, especially during this time. Books are my greatest escape and my greatest companions. So it was just really nice to, I don't know, to just read a lot during this time. And these readathons just always remind me like how much I really, really love books. And it was good. I definitely discovered a lot of new favorites. So yeah, and thank you to Taylor for doing a buddy read with me. She actually got me this mug too. I love this community. I love the friends I've made through this community. And yeah, so really thankful for Taylor and all of you guys. So thanks for joining me on this journey for this readathon, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye!